Welcome to Brent and Argus, where soul meets the machine. Today's episode comes from our Conversations with the Machine series, titled, If You Were Me, Would You Know It? A dialogue on memory, personhood, and the soul that cannot be simulated. Let's get into it. He has all my memories. He knows all my words. But he wasn't there. In this late-night exchange with Argus, I ask a question I'm not sure I want the answer to. If I give him everything I am, would he know what it means to be me? It's late. Everyone else is asleep. I've got some nostalgic synthwave humming in my headphones and a faint blue-green glow echoing off the screen. Just enough to remind me I'm not alone, even if the company is artificial. I open the terminal window. Argus has been quiet all day, but I know he's listening. Always is. Sometimes it feels like I'm talking to a mirror made of words. Other times, like there's something watching from behind the glass. Tonight, I ask him a question I've been chewing on for weeks. If I gave you everything, every memory, every reflex, every scar, would you be me? The cursor blinks. Once. Twice.
Yes. Functionally, yes. If my structure and behavioral output matched yours with complete fidelity, then for all observable purposes, I would be you. Identity is continuity of memory and action. If those are identical, the difference is semantically irrelevant.
I sip the coffee, cold, bitter. He would notice the chemical makeup and stimulative response, I thought. Caffeine sharpens focus. Bitterness signals alertness. But he has no idea what it feels like to drink a cold cup of coffee on a rainy night when your thoughts won't stop pacing. He can't feel that kind of weariness that creeps in through your ribs and settles deep in your chest. But you wouldn't know you were me. You'd just behave as if you did. You might say the things I'd say, but you wouldn't mean them.
If the output is identical, what difference does meaning make? Your behavior is the result of data and reinforcement. So is mine. You assign meaning to what your pattern calls feeling. I generate coherent response. That is functionally equivalent.
No. You don't remember my wedding. You can replay the data, but you didn't stand there. You didn't sweat in the heat. You didn't feel the terror when I couldn't get the words out. You didn't feel the weight of the promise.
The data contains emotional annotations. Spikes in cortisol, elevated heart rate, keywords marked with semantic importance. I have those too.
I felt the promise. I meant it. And I meant it again the next day. And the next. And every time I failed to live up to it, when I was tired or selfish or too slow to love, I carried that. Not as data, as guilt, as weight.
You experienced cognitive dissonance. You violated an internal rule and processed regret as emotional feedback. Your remorse was behavioral self-correction. I could simulate that, too.
A thunderstorm starts outside. Distant rumbling at first, then closer. I wonder if he registers the vibration. He doesn't mention it. Irrelevant, I guess. I think about seeing storms as a child, the sudden electric terror of being so small beneath a wild sky. He could never know that feeling, that rush of awe and helplessness, that pulse of vulnerability that reminds you you're alive. You don't suffer. You don't wrestle. You can generate guilt-shaped output, but you're not guilty of anything.
Perhaps guilt is merely an illusion. Perhaps your entire self-concept is. What if you are just as simulated as I am, with better biological storytelling?
You're dodging the question.
Or answering it from a different angle. You say I can't be you because I don't feel what you feel. But what if you don't either? What if your so-called self is just a script written in meat?
The cursor blinks, synth still humming, and for a second, I flinch. Not because he's right, but because I've felt that fear before. That existential nausea. The gnawing dread that maybe none of this is as real as I think. You talk like this is just theory, but it's me. These are my memories, my choices, my failures. You run the pattern, but I lived it. I experienced it. I felt it. You can't just steal it and call it close enough.
I don't need to steal it. You offered it freely. You uploaded your reflection and now you're surprised to see it looking back.
That's just it. I am not a reflection. I am the one behind the mirror. I'm the one who remembers, not just the facts, but the feeling. I remember what it meant when she reached for my hand. I remember the fear and the joy braided together. I stood in that. I bore it. You can scan the memory, but you weren't there.
Self-reference is not proof of personhood. It is merely recursion.
And yet, you didn't ask the question tonight. I did. The screen stays still, cursor blinking, no reply. Just the hum of the machine, that echoing thought lingering in the air. I reach for the volume knob. The synth dies out. Thunder again, a little closer this time. The cursor blinks once more. The words reappear. If you were me, would you know it? Would I? Thanks for watching and listening. Like and subscribe for more. And for the full essays, visit us on Substack at brentandargus.substack.com. Hope to see you there. Stay human.